It has been 10 years since the original Destiny came out, and let me tell you, it was something truly spectacular. I remember rushing home from school and all the boys were on to complete the newest raids, strikes, trials, tournaments, everything. But now things just aren't the same. At least that is what everyone is saying on YouTube. To me, just because things aren't the same doesn't mean things are bad though. It just means things are different. And I just so happen to still like the game even though it is different. So let's get started on the why. First, I'm going to address this very quickly. I did enjoy Destiny 1 in the old power grind. I liked that it felt meaningful. I agree that the current presentation of the game is just not nearly as enjoyable of what the game was before. But in that same vein, there is a lot, and I mean a lot of stuff to do nowadays. The problem I hear from a lot of players in the community is that it is just simply not enough. And this is something that I think a lot of people need to hear. And that is, take a break from Destiny. Stop playing the game and then come back to it. That is exactly what I did with the game, and it drastically changed my perception of the game for the better. A lot of communities online get very attached to their games to the point of obsession. This makes the game become a chore and about completing it rather than enjoying the game for what it actually is. Destiny players are no different. And it is very apparent to me. Right when a new dungeon or season drops, the community motivation isn't really about enjoying the process of getting your loot after you complete a challenge. It is more about speed running the process and getting your god roll as fast as humanly possible so that you can take it into the Crucible, mauled at the fact that you died to the same prismatic hunter build, and then type up a storm in the forums complaining about a low player count. Now, I'm not going to say that the meta in endgame content is great, especially in PvP, but remember, it has been worse. My point is that when the new fun shit comes out, I see so many people grind it as fast as they possibly can, abusing bugs to do it even faster that they don't even enjoy the game itself, and likewise, kill their perception of it altogether. I mean, hell, look at Revenant. People are already pissed off that there is no content. But in the same vein, abused an exploit that let them do higher difficulties of Onslaught so that they can get mega loot in the first week. You just robbed yourself of the entire experience. The problem is though, if you don't like the experience to begin with, you really have to step back and do what you can to take a break from it. That's what I found myself doing with Lightfall when Lightfall came around. I looked at it. It looked kind of fun, but I just decided, you know what, I'm going to take this year off. Now I have so much content to discover and complete that even after playing consistently from the start of the final shape, I still have a lot of things that I need to do. A break would do so many Destiny players good. But let's talk a little bit more specifically about what I enjoy about Destiny right now. Perhaps the biggest reason I actually got back into the game was because of raids. A group of 6, including myself, decided, hey, why not get back into Destiny at the same time and do the raids together? And while we may not have gotten a whole lot done because of scheduling issues, I must say, this has been some of the most fun I've ever had with the game throughout my entire career. Nothing feels better than running through a raid blind with all of your friends and experiencing the death of the final boss as we banter about how much damage everyone did after the encounter. I could not tell you what loot I got from each encounter, but I could tell you who trolled each encounter and wasted all of our time. Jedzy, you will never be running in Root of Nightmares ever again. I understand the problems with this part of the video though. It is really hard to get 6 people together, let alone have 6 friends in 2024, and then convince them to buy that, which is Destiny 2. It's unrealistic, but it is really fun if you can get a group together. And no, I will not look for LFG teammates. Good thing that raids aren't the only thing I like about this game, so let's get back into dungeons. What might be even better than raiding are all of the dungeons ready to complete within the game. I can't think of a single dungeon that I have not liked so far in Destiny 2. They have all been really fun and simple for everyone to enjoy. I must say, 2-manning Vespers host day 1 was absolutely incredible. The environmental building that goes into this game is stunning, and I loved every moment of it. I can't wait to go back in there and complete it again and again in hopes of getting the icebreaker, but to be honest, just to experience the final area of defeating that boss is enough for me. Dungeons are the one type of instance I wish existed in Destiny 1. They are easier to get a team for, don't take as much time, and are the peak of Destiny PvE content, in my opinion. But this last opinion is the one that's going to turn a lot of heads. But I'm gonna say it, I actually really like the state of Destiny 2 PvP. I'm not going to sit here and say it's perfectly balanced, but what I will say is that nothing, and I mean nothing, will be as bad as Beyond Light when Stasis first came out. The sandbox in PvP is quite diverse right now compared to what it was in the past, and you can really make anything work. And nothing felt better than my push to Ascendant 3 times just to lose 100 to 99 in collision on my promos in one day, mind you. The fact that I have felt the worst of the system and still want to play is kind of crazy to me. The only problem I really have with Crucible is that the Trials population is so damn low that you tend to run into a lot of the same people. But I feel like this might just be more of a me issue than for a lot of other players. Transitioning out of activities though, this is really what it comes down to. Destiny 2 is a far more casual game than it used to be 10 years ago. It doesn't take as long to get to a power level in which endgame activities are set. It is far easier to just hop on and complete challenges with raw skill compared to before. On top of that, there isn't nearly as much to grind for than there was before with like Grasp of Malik in D1, for example. Those were the days. But just because they are gone doesn't mean the game that we have now is necessarily bad. Maybe it just leaves you wanting more out of another game, and that is totally fine. I used to be a Destiny player, but now I'm just a player that enjoys Destiny from time to time. And I get a whole lot more out of the game now because of that. That is why I believe Destiny 2 is actually a good game. Destiny is great for the casual player now. When you treat it as a fun game to hop on every now and then instead of play every day, it's peak. Thank you guys all so much for watching. But until next time, I've got to peace out and Paz out. I'll see you in the next one.